So the last of our submissions really involving, that's not true. No, keep this in, it's good. This is raw and real. Day 73 of quarantine, we've run out of rice. We've started eating people. Anyway, the last thing we're going to look at is our omoplata setup, a real basic omoplata setup in this position. I like teaching brand new people omoplatas because it really shows the extent in which you can move your partner's hips. Well, not your partner's hips, your own hips around your partner. And what do I mean by that? I mean, this would be the drill. We might just turn around. This would be the drill you'd use to just start off, just to open your hip positioning up. So from here you stomp and you've got your first movement. Okay? Your second movement is your foot goes on the ground and you get your 90-degree angle. Now the third movement from here is I keep stomping once, twice, 3 times, and now I end up in a position where my hips are parallel to my partner's hips. My spine is parallel to my partner's spine. Okay, my hips are flat to the ground as well, so I just basically move my hips in a 2D manner. So one of the first things you learn in Jiu-Jitsu is one of the first things you should learn in Jiu-Jitsu is the importance of hip positioning and how you can actually move your hips. And learning how to basically move your hips flat to the ground without tilting and without struggling is a really important thing to do because it lets your hip movements quite clean. So, one more time on your palm. From here, we are now completing our hip movement drill. So I've got my basic angle cut, I get to my perpendicular angle, and I then work around the other side. Just using that foot on the ground to help me move my hip around my partner's hips. I will finish in a perpendicular position to my partner. So, where does this fit into the omoplata? So, this omoplata here, I'm going to be looking to get my partner's hand on the mat next to my hip. Okay. From this position here, I start with the angle cut I did before. This leg actively stomping over my partner's back. But now, instead of finishing this arm, I'm going to be clearing my partner's ear with my foot while I keep this elbow and this wrist in my pocket. Again, I'm back stepping and back stomping here. I then continue to cut my angle around on my partner. This, stomping the whole time, controlling his wrist the whole time. Once I get next to my partner, I'm going to be sitting up and reaching over his hip. Now, to finish the omoplata, it is basically a Kimura using your legs. The first thing I want to do is separate my partner's shoulder. So, from this position here, I'm going to be stomping and slide. How are your shoulders, Dan? I might have to do something, Dan. We'll keep going, we'll try. From here, I'm going to be stomping and making sure that my partner's shoulder joint is doing this, is opening up. Because applying more than one force, one type of leverage to your partner's joints makes it really effective in hurting him. So from here, I open his shoulders up. I then bring my hips up and over, very gently. Okay? So as you can imagine right now, what's happening to his shoulder joint is it's being pulled apart and then it's being rotated and moved. Okay? It'd be far less effective if you let his shoulder be strong and then try and rotate. It'll take much more work. So if you break him down by opening the shoulder up and then applying that rotational leverage, it becomes much easier to finish my partner's shoulder and his tennis career. So, we're just going for a really big angle cut now. So his arms on the ground, I'm starting to set my position up with my angle cut here. Okay? And I'm going to show you how this fits into our armbar triangle set of submissions really soon. But from here, everything's the same. Yeah? You're keeping this elbow inside your hip, you're back stomping here. Yeah, he might be framing on his head if he's trying to stab you. If he's trying to pull away, you might be holding onto his head. Okay? But the thing doing the most of the work is this top leg here. And this right arm here, making sure this elbow is connected to my hip and his hand's in my pocket. I then continue to cut my angle. This leg doing all the work here. Once I cut my angle, I'm going to start looking to sit up, grabbing my partner's hip. Now I go on to finishing the omoplata. So from my S-sit, I open his shoulder up by stomping. Okay? A lot of people, if they are sat up on their elbows and knees, by doing this, just come up, by doing this here, you'll actually flatten him out, because he'll go flatten out, because it'll make it hurt a little bit less, okay? From here, I then sit up and over my finish. Alright, just to finish off this omoplata, I really want to show you this grip on the elbow that we're using. So in this back stomp position here, it's this bagpipe and this cup on the tricep that's letting me control this arm. Okay. The second my partner gets this arm back out and starts controlling this arm, just pull it out this way, that's when I start losing the omoplata. So from this situation here, I'm grabbing and I'm curling towards my body, giving me my position to start setting this bad boy up here.